is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Netflix Royal Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Netflix Royal Christmas trilogies.
I'm Alonzo, and I just can't say no to a Netflix Christmas threequel.
And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Deck the Hallmark. It's your friends. It's Bran. It's Dan. It's Alonzo here on this wonderful Monday.
Song never gets old, not to me, Bran.
No. In March?
It is April.
No, April. It's April.
April
Fools.
April, hot toddy.
Hot toddy.
April, what? It's well into April.
It's well into
It's
April.
not
well.
It's the 5th of April.
Is it the 5th or the 6th?
5th. You're right.
It's the 5th of April.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not well.
That's a 6th into April.
But
It's over 10% into April.
I don't consider it well unless it's
You
20.
don't you use time is different.
Time is
and I've said that for
time
years.
is different. What if we all just agreed?
did
You
it.
know,
What if
What
we
if
all
we
just
all just picked it and went with it? That's a conversation for
Never.
another day.
Yeah.
Alonzo, how are you? Happy April.
Happy April. I'm good. I'm, I think Netflix has not yet sort of ventured into the Easter movie, but give them time. We're going to be getting some chocolatiers and some Lily festivals or something, I'm sure, at some point.
Dare to dream.
Dare to
everybody.
dream.
Dare to dream.
Easter movies.
Maybe with some Royals. I don't know.
That's right. Alonzo, have you ever been a big April Fooler? Are you a big trickster, jokester?
Not really. I think it's one of the lower forms of humor, and I say that as somebody who likes puns. There was a while there where April Fools on the internet was kind of fun, where where sites would do a 180 and do something nutty, and then it just got gross, and then everybody was like, okay, stop it with the April Fools online. It's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where
I agree. There were a couple times
Early
where
on,
it really
internet
got
April
me.
Fools were great.
Where it really got me.
Yeah, and then now it did get out of hand. Didn't we do a Yo Gavel Gavel where the guy had the big thing on his face?
Yes.
A tattoo.
Yes.
Some radio station did a contest. We'll pay you
If
$250,000.
Their call signal was KURD.
No, crud. Yeah,
crud.
It was crud.
Yeah,
yeah.
KRUD. That's it. And so you had to get crud tattooed on your head. First person wins a bunch of money.
Yeah,
and
$250,000.
They say go to this website to find out all the rules and stuff. And you go to this website, and it says click this for the terms and conditions. When you click that, then it says April Fools. This guy never got there.
He didn't click it, and so full crud on his face.
Full crud. And he's in the courtroom with crud on his head. And it's pretty great.
Man.
Permanently.
Yeah. That's right.
He won.
What was the ruling?
He got paid. He got paid money.
paid.
He said they tricked
Wow.
him. Yeah, I know, right?
It's a big trick.
Did he get the full $250,000 or?
Yeah, he got all
I think
of it.
he did.
He got all of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plus pain and suffering. I think he got $500,000.
He might have, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was
That's
Gino's.
committing to the bit.
Yeah,
That
he was
is
very-
committing to the bit. He was crying in the courtroom. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
I've been tricked, and I was crying because of this movie. I can tell you that right now. Both of those things.
What if I
happened.
told you this was just an all very large, elaborate April Fool's joke?
Oh,
3 Christmas Prince movies.
I would believe it. The only way that you could April Fool's me by telling me there's a 4th one. Like, that would be the worst. If I was like, what? They haven't announced a 4th one, have they?
I don't think so.
They have. I think we're done.
I got to interview this guy, the guy that wrote this at Christmasland. He was on the panel that wrote these movies.
Oh wow, that's right.
I wish I'd seen him first because I had questions.
You would throw an eggnog in his face.
That's right. Something.
I met the director of these movies years ago.
Really? Okay.
Because before doing like TV stuff, he did an indie film called Bandwagon about like this sort of kind of southern indie rock band whose like van breaks down. Actually, he might be from y'all's part of the country, and was a really charming, fun film. And then he went from that to I think. Driving Me Crazy, starring Melissa Joan Hart, and now he does these.
Wow.
Yeah. Melissa Joan Hart's a gateway drug.
That's a 3. Yeah, those are 3 steps on a ladder for sure.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, indie film, Melissa Joan Hart, Christmas Prince trilogy. I think that's how you get. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
But there's a baby this time.
I think we're going to get a Princess Emily and whatever the guy that she kissed. I want that. That's going to be the next one.
Can't go near the dog, Tom. I think. Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah. Here we go. All right. Christmas Prince, the royal baby.
On this baby?
Originally aired on Netflix on December 5th, 2019, and it went a little something like this. So, again, if you recall, Amber, Richard, they got married at the end, and we get another like montage of what they've been doing for the past year. And if you thought Amber wouldn't still be blogging, how dare you?
It's her career.
Chauvinist.
They're doing a lot of good things, you know, doing all sorts of good stuff, and they do have a kid who is on the way.
A baby?
A baby. And so they tell everybody, you know, they're not going to know the gender and all that stuff, and then they're asking, like, everyone's asking questions, and they're like, can we talk about, you know, like the good stuff we're doing? And they're like, no, not interested in that, and that's fair. Simon is still around. Thank God.
Thank God.
And Melissa, you guys remember Melissa, who's slowly gotten more lines for reasons? She's here to hang out with Simon because they've apparently been talking. Well, we find out every night for hours.
For hours, yeah.
So that's Simon's. He's got a lot to say. So there is this big signing of a treaty that they do every year, kind of as a tradition between
every 100 years.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Sorry. And Aldovia, their greatest ally, Pinglia.
Yeah. Get it right. It's fake.
They all come together and they sign this thing every year to say, hey, we're still great allies, peace, and all that good stuff. They do that on Christmas Eve. So they all come into town on the 20th of December. And you know, basically there's this big push by Amber and her family now to get her to be able to sign the treaty, to be the first woman to sign the treaty. How are they going to feel about that? We'll find out. But that's the big hubbub. And when they show up, Amber speaks first, which is also a big thing. Everybody's like, what is going on here? So, you know, all that good stuff. Princess Emily is still around. She's found out. She's done some investigating because the treaty goes missing when they're you know, they go to find it and it's missing, and Princess Emily is doing some hardcore investigating. Now, you know, last one she hacked into some sort of like government website. This time, she's just really investigating what's the worst case scenario here. Turns out, worst case scenario, if we don't find the treaty, is that there's going to be a curse put on the firstborn of the king. And Emily, it occurs to her, that's the baby.
The baby?
That's the baby.
Oh, no.
So that's a big...
Also, P.S. a war, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, well, but yeah.
Baby.
So obviously everybody's now very worried about being able to sign this before the deadline. They have to sign it before the clock strikes midnight, Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. You guys know Rudy? He's coming to see the baby, but there's a big snowstorm. Everybody's stuck there. It's going to be a little while because he couldn't be on set more than one day. I don't know. So Christmas, it's coming real fast. The deadline to sign the treaty is coming real fast. They bring in a dog to try to find the treaty, which I don't know. Like, what was the dog sniffing? I don't know. But the dog was sniffing out, trying to find treaties. No dice. That's real unfortunate. So Amber is then talking to Richard, and she's like, listen, we really have to do this. We have to find this thing. And he's like, you just need to calm down. The doctor says, you know, don't overdo it, all this stuff. Amber's very into like there not being pain at labor. So Emily arrives and tells them some more news. She's still been doing some investigating, and she says, hey, I also have found out that there's like a ghost that might be around, and I also heard that someone tried to steal it before. So lots of
Dungeons
things
and
that Emily is just kind of finding out as the movie goes on. So Amber, they go and they're doing some bow and arrow stuff because, you know, she has to. That causes her to faint.
Yeah.
They take her back to the house, and everybody's like, you just have to chill out. And she's like, I can't chill out. We got to find this thing. The baby, my baby.
The baby?
The baby. And so basically, Amber's like, we have to look at every nook and cranny here in this castle. So she sends Emily and the old queen down to the dungeon to try to look there. Amber feels a contraction. Baby's coming. They call the doctor. The doctor gets in a snowbank.
Yeah.
And so Richard, who is the only one that can ride the horse, goes to find the doctor. Leaves her just contracting by herself. And so they're down there in the dungeon. They're looking for the treaty. They find it, thank God. And they come back up. They signed the thing. It's wonderful. 11:59. They get it. They did it. No curse here. And thankfully, she waited to have the baby until right after she signed. She's like, okay, It's baby time, everybody. They all leave. They all announce baby. It's a girl. Woohoo. Everybody cheers for that. They would have booed if it was a boy.
Yeah,
that's
for
what I
sure.
heard.
They'd have booed.
They would say, boo.
Boy, a male heir. Get out
Not
of here.
interested. And so now the big question still is, who did this with the treaty? We find out it was a guy we don't care
The
about.
butler in all three movies, the helper or whatever.
Yeah, he did it because the guy who tried. It was a blood oath. His hands were tied. It was a blood oath. There's nothing I could do about it. Everybody is happy that the baby's here. And Melissa and Simon.
Engaged.
Good news, everybody. Engaged.
Woo.
That's maybe another movie. We'll see. And that, my friends, was the last Christmas Prince, the royal baby.
We nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
I felt like that synopsis was mostly ad-libbed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just hard. It's hard, guys.
Let's do Monday movies. Let's do non-Hallmark movies. Let's do a trilogy.
Hey.
That's what they want.
Hey.
The people want a trilogy.
What do we got next? What do we?
And I said foolishly, these have been my favorite movies of the week until this happened.
Well, then you can't have one Christmas Prince. It's like potato chips.
That's right. You can't. That's right. You
Nice.
can't eat but just one. Oh yeah, we got Snow Globe
We got
next.
Snow Globe next.
It's a 2007 14-year-old movie. Have you seen it, Alonzo?
I have not. Christina Milian, right?
You haven't seen Snow Globe?
No.
Guys!
Judging by Brand's reaction, this movie is going to be terrible.
Snow Globe is one of my favorite things in the world.
Wow.
All right.
It's bold.
I haven't seen
like
it.
it,
I haven't
Ryan.
seen it in a hot minute.
More than Love at the Christmas Table.
Gosh, it's not as good.
Yeah, okay. That's all I
But
needed.
it's
That's all I needed.
Part of why I'm doing this show is to broaden my horizon.
That's right.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Hey, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll break this movie down with all of our fun segments. They're so fun.
So fun.
Everyone's loving it. I'm here on Deck the Home. We're back, everybody. You're welcome. We're
Pins and needles to hear what we think about the third Christmas Prince movie.
People are flocking from near and far to hear this. We are talking Christmas Prince, Royal Baby, the baby.
The baby.
And we have 4 segments to break this movie down. We're going to start with the hot take. I'm going to start with Alonzo. Alonzo, Christmas Prince, Royal Baby. How you feeling?
Okay, so you remember how I said last week that everybody seemed to be game and like they weren't just kind of phoning it in and going through the motions?
Yeah.
They're phoning it in and going through the motions. And you can just feel the exhaustion on everybody's. Like Alice Krieg as the Dowager Queen. You can just, she has a whole vibe of like, okay, the check cleared. I'm here. Let's do it. But everybody just seems bored and everybody seems like, I can't believe we're still stretching this thing out.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to say. This movie to me, plot-wise, had like the most potential for me because of the whole mystery. Like everybody's stuck in the house. We could have had a real fun mystery, afoot.
What was the mystery from movie 2 that you love so much?
What was the mystery from movie 2?
Yeah. You love the mystery component of movie 2. What was it?
Oh, hold on. Give me.
You don't remember.
Give me 1
a
second.
week ago.
Give me 1 second. Oh, where the money? Where the money at? Who's taking all the jobs?
Leopold's taking all
Who's
the
draining
money.
the treasury?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one was better
Okay.
to set it up because I love a good. We're all stuck. We got to figure this out. No one's going anywhere, and they didn't really do anything with it. It just kind of was, and. There wasn't like serious investigating, interviewing all the people and I would have, I don't know. I felt like there was more we could have done with this and we didn't. We just sent Emily down there and she found it. So I don't know. Like it had good like potential, just didn't land. And I agree with Alonso. Everybody just seemed miserable. So that's too bad.
I noticed makeup on people's faces. Like I noticed they had to put extra makeup on people's faces. Make no mistake, this is the worst movie of this trilogy. However, this movie goes so far that like it's so absurd, it's so terrible. Everyone acting is so bad that it brings about a little bit of a watching a train wreck quality to it. Like it's not good, but this one went by quicker than the second one because this one is so unapologetically awful and everyone involved could not be less interested in what's happening that it is almost like watching, these people in a bubble. Like it's just watching this thing that no one wants to be a part of, and it's atrocious, but I got a good laugh out of it. So like if I had to choose from an entertainment standpoint, probably the most entertaining of the three, that's not saying a whole lot.
They all accepted this as a community service as part of a plea bargain.
That's right. Yeah. That's what it feels like. It's like they're all here and it's like, all right, we'll do it again. I guess, it is tough. And then you get to see like, the first time you see something, you just don't see all how it's really as threadbare as it is. And by this time, like there are just massive cracks in the foundation. There are actors here that I don't know if they've ever acted before. Like there's things that you're just noticing like, oh my goodness, this is just absurdly bad.
Was anyone happy with this?
I don't know.
Like even fans of the first one, like they had to be like, okay, like, it's run its course, right?
Maybe we can stop now.
Yeah. I hope. Like, guys, we know we didn't get one in 2020, but like
2020 was a weird year.
2020 was a weird year. No Princess Prince.
Princess Prince? Princess Prince is what you said.
Stop live. It's time for all the feels part of the show. We talk about what in this movie gave us those feels. Alonzo.
Wow. I had to dig a little. I'm going to say I would love it if Top of the Tree were a real game. I thought that was very cool. And I love the whole, like, it's a 3D thing and you're putting ornaments on. You got to answer questions and stuff. Like, for a second, I was like, this should be a real thing. Someone should create Top of the Tree. And then I went back to my slump of the rest of the film of like, I don't care about anything. So that's as close as like I got a game feel.
Yeah, I think a game feel.
I mean, my feel.
You're skipping me. Oh, I'm going last. That's right. You go for it. I know what your feel is.
Gosh,
I know what it is.
If I wanted to skip you, I could.
You're right.
Dadgummit. My feel was when Rudy saw the baby for the first time. We didn't get enough Rudy.
We got more than enough Rudy.
Yeah, that's not. I don't mean what I said. We didn't get as much Rudy as the second one, which is okay. But when he walked in and he saw the baby for the first time, it was the best Rudy we've had.
Rudy does everything but shove grandma out of the way. Yes, by the way.
I thought you were going to cry. You looked at me and you were like,
yeah.
This is it. This is why we do it. This is why we do it right here. And I'm like,
I'm a sucker.
You're a sucker.
I'm a sucker.
Clearly. You didn't even tell everybody the name of the baby. It was she named it after her mom, right? What was the name? It was a weird name. Ellery or something?
Ellery.
Yeah, I nailed it. I got really stress relieving, relaxed feels because apparently, and I was happy to learn this. All my life, I thought that labor was a really big, intensive thing for women, but apparently pretty easy.
As long as you change the names of things,
I feel if you change the name and you just cut away, you come back and everything's good. I feel better. Like I just feel like I can sleep better at night, knowing that there's not a lot of pain.
For generations and generations, women have been suffering through childbirth, and it's been awful. Well, good news, women. Just change the names and get out. Like no pain.
No
not
sweat.
not a drop of fluid. In
That
this
was my,
thing.
when they walked back in and the bed was like the same cover. I was like, no, you changed that sucker.
Just, you know.
She says, I'm going into labor. I'm like, water breaking?
Okay.
No,
Water,
I don't know.
blood, sweat,
Anything?
tears, all of the things.
Yeah.
No sweat. Hey, listen, all you gotta
Just
do
a few
is change the name.
Just a few surges and we're good to go. Surge right on through to childbirth. Bingo, bango.
I can't believe it's taking this long.
Do some yoga. I just feel good. I feel like we really solved it, and that makes me happy. Like I feel like it's a new
Modern
dawn,
medicine?
a new day.
Epidurals?
No.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Let me introduce you to surgeons.
Deep breaths and surges. It's all we need.
That's all it takes. I'm with you, Dan. I wish I would have known that. It would have helped a lot. Been able to coach my wife through that. It's a surge, babe.
It's a surge.
Surge.
It doesn't hurt.
Fine.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Hey, guys out there, tell your wives like that is, it's just a surge. It doesn't hurt. It'll go really well.
Yep. Yeah.
And then give her your hand to hold.
That's
See how
right.
that
That's
goes.
right. Yeah.
It's just a surge.
That's it.
Shit, the doc said it's not gonna hurt.
Yeah. There's some
Man.
Bring a hypnotist in there. You're good to go.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and talk about the Wait What's here on Deck Development. Just a surge.
Just a surge. So let's do it.
We're back, everybody. We're talking about the Wait What's here in Christmas Prince 3 Royal Baby. Alonzo, what do you have?
Oh, golly. Wait, what? I might have a few. Well, let's see. At the very beginning, the montage with the honeymoon green screen. That was one of the that was like an aura around them.
They walked to the side of that beach. Yeah, that was great.
Yes, that was painfully bad. Does anybody in this movie have a security detail? I mean, like everybody's just walking around Christmas markets and hanging out. Like there's not a bodyguard.
No.
There's not an there's an attaché, I guess,
Yes.
at one point. But like just no one,
And the one guy that's supposed to do that swore a blood oath to start a war between the two nations. I want to be clear.
You think that might have come up during his job interview?
In my defense, when I did the blood oath, didn't know about the baby.
Yeah. Would have
In
changed
my
everything.
defense, didn't know because I wouldn't.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't hurt that baby.
When they're all gathering together early on to like decorate the tree or something, the prince is wearing this. It's like a plum colored top that
listen.
looks like a polo shirt, but it buttons all the way down.
Yep.
It is the least flattering thing. And it was like
And
somebody in the costume department hates this actor.
And it looked like it was the fabric of a sweater.
It was a
It
weird,
was a weird,
very
thing.
weird.
I've been wearing the same 3 shirts for like the last year and a half, and I was watching the movie and went, "What is that shirt? What is that shirt? What's happening there?"
Not even Europeans are meant to wear that
No,
thing. I don't even know what the
looked
hell
like
it is.
the least comfortable version of 3 different types of shirts. Is what it looked like.
Or like a twin sets for him. I don't know what was going on there. The Queen is getting an ultrasound that everybody just barges into the room.
Yeah.
Sure, that'll happen.
Classic.
Let's park on the gays for a second. So they're back. Are they a couple? Are they business partners? We don't know. We just know that he's still rocking the like Martin Short nonsense, and other gay is all eyebrows and nothing else.
But
Like,
Sahil looked like he was given a heavy sedative before this movie. It was like he got our notes from the last movie. His hands are behind his back, Alonzo, while he talks. Like literally, they're behind his back while he talks.
well,
Why?
I think the director was like, okay, you've been giving me a 9. How about a 3?
That's right. Yeah.
But still, they are just the most useless characters. Although they did bring a paint roller, so heavens, that's a great deal. The whole mystery is nonsense, and just like the fact that there is a snowstorm outside. It couldn't have left actually, how do they even know that it couldn't have left the castle? Because you could walk outside with it. None of that makes any sense. The Queen's father is Skyping with the Queen and the King from a crowded airport waiting room or like gate. Like, I'm sorry, do we not think the tabloids would be like constantly following around the diner owning father of the Queen of Aldovia?
And you know Rudy loves it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Rudy loves the
but
paparazzi.
he's just going to have that conversation out in the middle of nowhere, and what the heck, nobody cares.
The baby's coming soon.
The baby?
The baby? The incredibly tacky baby shower that Sahil throws is just like, first of all, why does a queen need a baby shower? Baby showers are for people to bring presents. They're the king and queen.
That's right.
They don't need layettes from people. They're good. They're covered. But that thing was just like so monstrously just gross.
There's this blue onesie. I'm really hoping I can get my hands. If only I could.
For it at Target, but
We'll see.
Oh, brother. Okay, they go ice skating, and she can't. She's in her 9th month of pregnancy, which of course means she can sit on like turrets and eat donuts. But whatever. They go. He puts her in a chair, and she's like, "Oh, I can't believe they let us do this, honey. You are the queen."
The queen.
Like, yes, they're going to let you do that. They're going to let you probably shoot everyone on the ice if they get in your way because you're the queen.
That's right.
Like, just own that a little bit. I love how at the end they're just ticking off boxes. Okay, we have to have an archery scene. We got to have a wolf, and we got to have the prince on horseback.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's a Christmas prince.
It's a Christmas prince.
We did all the things.
Was anyone else expecting that there would be Christmas decorations in the dungeon? Because I thought for sure there would be. Because there's not a room in this house that can't have like sad little red ribbons and some garland festooned around the. I thought we'd get like a Black Mariah or something that had like mistletoe over it or something. The whole thing of like, she's going into labor, but let's all just hang out in the ante room read magazines or whatever.
See how this plays out.
Yep.
I don't know. Nothing's on TV. Let's see what happens. As always in these movies, she gives birth to a beautiful 3-month-old baby.
That's right. Yep.
Gotta have that. And then she gives birth at just after midnight on Christmas. By the end of Christmas, she is standing up outside and making a public appearance and blogging.
That's right. Yep.
Within a day of giving birth.
Yep.
Because it didn't hurt. So, why not?
It's easy. Like we said. I learned something new. It's easy.
Surges.
You're telling me if it was surge, I can get right back to blogging?
Wow. Man.
Surge pricing.
I'm in.
Surge pricing.
Yeah, sure. Are you good?
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a big problem with the way that Richard eats donuts. How can I do this? So let's just say this water bottle here is a donut. Now, most people, maybe you do one of these numbers or something like that, or they pull it apart so they can, not look like a monster. He just goes full hand on top of it, shoves that sucker in his mouth.
It's weird.
I've never seen someone eat a donut like that.
Pac-Man a donut
It was like you were eating like a sandwich or something. It was a weird
like a discus.
Yeah,
That's right.
Everybody is trying to tell Melissa, is that her name?
Yes.
That Simon's a bad guy. And she says this at one point to Amber. He's more than just a bad guy. So he is a bad guy, but that's not all that he is.
There's more to him than that.
There's more to him. Everybody just says
layers.
He's more than just a bad guy. I just want to make this perfectly clear. They are working on this treaty back, 500 years ago. And
600.
And they were getting ready to sign it, and someone barged in and said, "Don't sign it unless you put the clause in there about the curse on a firstborn."
That's right.
They did it, and then they still signed it. So either it was a huge oversight on Aldovia's part, or like somebody's just over there with just a heart of stone.
The king of Aldovia in 1419 had the worst freaking attorneys. They were just
lawyer was also a wizard, so they had to work a curse in there.
Hey, should I be worried about this whole curse thing?
By page 46, it's just boilerplate. Just sign it. Just sign it. It doesn't matter. Just sign it.
That's like the iTunes agreement. No one's reading it.
That's right.
The curse, it's in every treaty. It's in every treaty. You get used to it when you see enough of these. Does she know nothing about her best friends
At all?
In the span of 10 minutes, she finds out that not only is Melissa into Simon, they've been talking every night for hours.
Yeah.
She didn't know about that. And then also the other friend didn't know that he's like working for a multi-million-dollar company now. Has she not talked to them at all about their lives? I know, you get between the blogging and everything, it's hard.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's hard.
It ain't easy being
honeymoon
queen.
beach.
Yeah, the honeymoon beach takes up your time. You don't get cell reception there. Can we talk about talking for hours for a while? Like, can we do every night? Now, we don't know the time zones here, but this place, Aldovia, isn't in Canada, right? Like, it's in Europe. You got to fly to get there. So if it's her night, Simon, is he waking up at 6 a.m. for a 3-hour talk with Melissa every day?
I want to go back and see. I think all the Rudy scenes where they're talking, like it's the same time in New York as is in Aldovia for some weird reason.
Yeah.
No one thought about
weird,
this.
like wormhole.
It's a wormhole situation.
Yeah, it's a wormhole.
It's the Bran world where we're all on the same time.
Amen, guys. What are we waiting on?
But even if we were on the same time zone, it wouldn't be light out everywhere. Like, that doesn't change the fact about how the sun works.
The sun still hits the earth, and
Guys, if we could just recalibrate the sun, this would all be so much easier. Can we all agree on that? And just for the record, everyone out there, like, if you are a blogger, please keep doing it. You're doing great work. But if you happen to become a queen, you have everyone's permission to stop it.
That's right.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
No one's expecting you to do that. If it's between queening, blogging, and keeping up with your friends, drop the blog. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Your friends are going through a lot. Drop the blog.
Drop the blog.
Hello, world. Go ahead, Dave.
Can we talk about a treasured artifact dated over 600 years old being bound together by yarn? Because that's a thing in this movie. And the parchment paper, completely unpreserved, just in a rollout, looks amazing. It looks so good. And they've punched holes in it with a hole puncher. Parchment paper from before Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Punched holes in it and tied it to the next one with yarn. What I can only assume is 16th century yarn in 1519 when they bound the two together. It is the most absurd lack of preservation of a 600-year-old document I've ever seen. There's no way that there's not glass surrounding that. There's no way it's not oxidized to a perfect temperature. No, they just got it out. They just roll it out for the kids to see. Come in.
No one wears gloves to handle it.
No. Absolutely not. Also, this movie does not know how to use a king seal. And I hate that we're here, but I just thought it was common knowledge and parlance that a king seal actually does seal something. It's not just for looks. On the envelope, you put it at where the adhesive would meet the other side of the envelope. That's how it sealed the envelope before adhesive was a thing. And so if the seal was broken, you knew that whatever was in there wasn't from the king or had been tampered with. They have this giant treaty in a box, and the box closes on either side like this. Do they put the seal on top of that crease? No, they do not. They go over to the side, and they're like, here's the seal. The king said so, I guess. Why is it that Aldovia gets to keep the treaty? Why didn't the Pelgrins get to keep it?
It swaps back and forth.
It does? Okay, I found that one out. Good to know. Also, they don't know how a baby monitor works in this movie, and it's unfortunate. Let me tell you about there not being any such thing as a wireless baby monitor. There are wireless monitors, but because they're battery powered, if you want to have your baby monitor on all night, they don't exist. Your baby monitor has to be plugged into the wall. It has to be. Unless you charge
the camera part.
The camera part.
Yes.
Yeah. Your monitor that you
can move around with it.
You can move around with it, and then it has to be plugged up to charge.
Yes, of course.
But the actual camera in the room has to be plugged up. And I know that because I was determined to find a wireless one myself when my children were babies and in cribs. And so when they have him with a camera going, can you see me now? And you see the plug in the side of it. What are we, guys? I mean, at least turn it the other way so we can't see that there's clearly a DC in there, AC in. Like,
are you suggesting that the Christmas Prince 3 might not understand all of the technicalities of parenthood?
man, I'm starting
In their
to think
defense,
that.
though, Dan, is you don't have the same catalog that
That's
the
true.
King does.
That's true.
They get that special camera.
Maybe
catalog.
somebody's going in there and changing the batteries every day, every 8 hours.
You didn't buy the crib that came with a copy of QB7 to have all
right.
of the.
You mean that crib attached to Webster's dictionary, the instructional
one.
manual?
Yes.
I mean, gracious. And I got to be honest, I know that there's this rite of passage of the dads not knowing how to build a crib. I mean, I built 2 in a morning. Like, it is not, and I'm not like a carpenter. Like, this is not.
Yeah. Also, you don't have staff to be like, hey, build
That's
this
right.
crib for me.
That's right. It's just not that hard, guys. I don't know what to tell you. The king of Pelgia, I don't know anymore, the king of that country says no place is more Christmassy than the castle at Aldovia. That's what he says.
Wow.
No place is more Christmassy, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everyone in both of those countries that have never gotten to experience actual Christmas. Simon at one point is practicing a trust me speech. If you're practicing a trust me speech, you cannot be trusted. Yeah. If you're practicing look.
I want to make sure this is
Yeah,
believable.
I want to make sure it sounds good.
I'm trying to fake sincerity here.
That's right.
Trust me.
Trust me.
So help me, God.
So help me, God. And then lastly, the doctor is trying to make it to the castle. And of course, she's like in an Aveo hatchback. Like, of course, like that's the thing she's driving. Like, it couldn't be there's no other way to get the doctor there. She's got a car that maybe has one-wheel drive, like trying to get there. And it was just the most absurd thing. That's all I got.
Oh, I forgot one other thing. I do love the fact that on the map, the fake England that is Aldovia is like 2 postage stamp countries away from which is like fake Asia.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, very close. There's one country in between them. It's that close. Yeah. That works out well geographically.
Well, here's another. There's no one else that could have gotten on a horse and found the doctor.
The guy who should have built the crib could also have been the guy on the horse. Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's time for What the Hallmark, or as I wrote down, WGAA as T the Hallmark.
As to Hallmark.
Wagass to Hallmark. That's just, that's unfortunate. Come on. Where's autocorrect when you need it, guys?
You didn't give it enough to work with.
No. Yeah. It was like, well, I guess he means it. Wagass
The
to
Writers
Hallmark.
Guild Association, I
He
guess.
says so.
Yeah.
Who are we to argue? Yeah. It's where we wonder what could have been, maybe having give some clarity to the questions that we still have. Alonzo.
What the Flicks, I believe.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
For this network. This actually touches on the thing that Bran raised earlier, which is, okay, is Amber going to be a reigning monarch and a mother to an infant and a blogger?
Yes.
Like, could we please just drop the blogging already? Like, I want to know who her advertisers are. Like, what is it about this blog that has become like that it's her career, and that is more of a career than running a country, which she apparently does. It's not like they're just there to sort of be on the stamps and, like wave at people. Like, they're out there making, initiatives and changing, the
economic
the line
policy.
of succession.
Yeah.
All that stuff. It's like, maybe that might cut into the blogging time, especially now that you have a baby to raise.
I think that they think that they're really, putting a flag in the ground for feminism with her holding on to her blog.
I like to
that's
think
what they think they're doing.
I like this is how I would advise her. Just do it like politicians do with Twitter now, where it's like a tweet signed GA is by George.
Right.
Just do something like that. Like, I'll say it, you write it, and then we're good to go. Like,
the thing is, I will say this, for consistency's sake, this royal family seems to have like virtually no staff. So she's probably not even going to have a nanny, much less a social media manager.
Yeah.
You hate to see that.
It's all on her.
It really is. It's tough. It's tough to watch. Mine is the game and not the rules, because that's it's a game for them, and so it's great. But it does seem like it is a game where people around the country have it. Because Butler's like, oh, I played this game every year as well growing up. And
King
that
Peggle played it too.
That begs the question: do you got to put together the tree? That tree looked pretty together. I just want to know the logistics of packaging this sucker. Yeah, like how they do it, because that's impressive. How many did they make? Those are all questions I have about the game.
Sure, it's pretty common, right, for all of Aldovia anyway.
Of course.
But then doesn't somebody from Peglia be like, I played? Oh yeah, the king of Peg.
Yeah.
He's like, I played this when I was a boy. I was like, oh, okay.
Who made it? Who made it in the first place?
Yeah.
These are all questions. I got a lot of questions.
Maybe the question cards are like, it's like Trivial Pursuit. There's the Peglia edition and the Aldovia edition. You know?
Boy.
Or you could get like a bundle. It's a bundle game.
Oh yeah,
bundle game. It's
we
custom
go.
made for each country.
There you go.
Bundle game.
Bundle game.
.com,
I think. I have two. One is how did the writers sleep at night making Princess Emily so dumb in this movie? Like, she is like a literal genius in the first two movies. Like, she's hacking into computers, figuring out code, all this stuff. And in this movie, it takes her 30 seconds to put together who the firstborn is going to be. Like, it's like the firstborn, well, that wouldn't be good because close up. Oh no! Like they do that kind of stuff like throughout the movie with her. She thinks a 600-year-old curse is real. Like, I mean,
and the ghost in the dungeon.
And the ghost in the dungeon, she thinks that's real. Like, this girl who has like a head on her shoulders.
I have more questions about the people who don't think that's real, Tan.
Yeah, of course you do. So save that for story time.
It's a curse. It's in the treaty.
Yeah.
She's calculus girl in the first movie.
That's right.
And now she's like
learning, like advanced trigonometry
Old wives'
as an
tales.
11-year-old, and now she's like, but ghosts in the dungeon.
She watched a lot of Ghost Adventures during quarantine.
gosh.
I don't know you want from her.
And the second one, this blood oath. What? Who? Like, who? When? This guy, is he a baby? Is he like 6? And they're like, before you can be a true man of this family.
They say it's 200 years ago, right?
But he said he personally
I don't
took
know.
a blood oath. Personally, that guy in the last 50 years, someone has cut open his hand and he has signed something in blood. In the 1900s, he did this. What?
And he has the last name of this like family tree that got like screwed over by the monarchy, and it never occurred to anyone when we hire this guy to be like our inside man at the palace who has like access to the tree and everything else. Oh, you're from that family tree? Maybe not.
But I just
they did take Simon back too, so they're clearly very forgiving.
But, I mean, in 1965, we weren't great as a world, but we were past blood oath, weren't we? Like we had passed the blood oath stage of things.
Not in Aldovia.
Not in Aldovia. Man, I couldn't get over, like, in the writer's room, just like, what if it's a blood oath? A current one? Dave, you don't mean a current one. You mean one from like hundreds. No, he did it. He did it when he was a baby. What? Why? He took a blood oath? This guy? He's far too normal to take a blood oath. There's no way.
I love it's a blood oath. Like,
there's nothing at
that point, my hands are tied.
Look, I love you guys. Yeah, I love you guys. It's just silver medal.
And I would never hurt that baby.
Yeah, blood oath, but gold medal, silver medal of the family, the crown. There's nothing I can do. I mean, I've been a faithful servant for you, but blood oath.
Blood oath trumps.
I love that they said, like, what about the baby? And he was like, in my defense, I just found out about the baby situation.
I want to be clear.
I didn't know about that clause.
In case there's a Christmas Prince 4 divorce court, I want to be back here for that, and I didn't know about the baby.
And this just goes to show you, if you are ever about to do a blood oath, always ask, is there a baby?
Is there a baby?
Is there a baby in
fine print?
Could a baby be in danger? Before I do this,
please let me know.
Is it possible? Because if so, I'm out. Other than that, all in on blood oath.
All in on blood oath. Where's the knife?
Boy. We did it, everybody. Congratulations. Next week, Snow Globe.
Yeah.
Hopping from Netflix to Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited. I want to hop back into Lifetime world. We haven't,
Man,
we
love
did
the Christmas
we love
table.
it, but we haven't done like a
How
modern
about that
day.
Bethany Joy Lynn's?
I want to watch that one. Yeah, everyone's
Oh,
talking about
sure.
that one.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that here in a couple weeks.
I like
We'll
it.
talk
I
about
like it.
Alonzo, thank you for joining us. Anything you want to say to the people? This is your moment. You got 10 seconds.
Thanks for watching. Just a quick reminder that I'll Be Home for Christmas Movies is currently available for pre-order wherever you get books. Go to bookshop.org if you want to support your local indie bookstore.
I love it. Please buy several copies. Buy them for all of your family and friends. They're great stocking stuffers, and then come Christmas time, you're gonna be like, I already did it. I already bought it.
Isn't that the dream? Every year you get there and you're like, I'm going to do my Christmas shopping early this year, and then it gets to December 15th and you're like, oh no, Amazon, let's do this. Don't do that. This
Right
year,
now.
do everything now. Buy everybody a book.
Love it.
That's all I'm
Get them
saying.
in September, wrap them, you'll have all that time to deal
Dare
with.
to
All
dream.
in, all done.
Dare to dream. We'll be back next week with Snow Globe, and we'll be back tomorrow with One Perfect Wedding.
Yeah.
Until then, we could really went for it with trilogies. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is a Bramble Jam podcast recorded live, and that Greenville, South Carolina, is produced by Brandon Gray. Set decor by Plum Haywood Mall. For more information on all Bramble Jam podcasts, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com. For more information on how to listen to Deck the Hallmark ad-free, you can go to bramblejamplus.com.